How do you find success in social media marketing? Well, maybe you should stop focusing on the marketing element, stop focusing on the media element, and focus more on the social element, the human, personal connection. And no one does that better than my next guest. Hi, I'm Daniel Burstein, Director of Editorial Content at Marketing Sherpa. We are here at the Marketing Sherpa Media Center at IRCE. And joining me now is Mark Lobliner, CMO of TigerFitness.com. Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, so you just got off the main stage here. There were thousands of people in the audience, and you were talking to them about social media. So at a very high level, what was your top message to them?
Top message is you need to relate to your customer. You need to be personal with them. You need to connect to them. You can't just sell a tangible good. You have to make that connection and build that trust with the customer, because at the end of the day, you're in a sea of brands. There's so many brands out there, and what a better way to differentiate than to connect with the customer personally.
Yeah, there's real humans behind that brand, right?
Absolutely, it's all about humans, and people want to belong to something, want to trust in something, and it's more than a tangible good nowadays. It's about selling a message, selling a lifestyle, and that's why social media has become more of an expectation and less of going above and beyond like it used to be.
I like that, an expectation, especially for things like customer service, where you want to know, hey, the company's actually backing the product, who am I dealing with here, right?
Absolutely, there's always a thing I use, and it's funny because there's another brand in our industry, Optimum Nutrition, and I'm gonna say their name because they make a quality product, and I say, look, people say, well, why should I buy your product over Optimum? And I say, well, they have a great quality product, our price is within 10%, our taste, it's subjective, I'd say mine's better because it's my flavor. Who's the CEO of Optimum Nutrition? Not once have they been able to answer that. And if that can be a differentiating factor, the fact that you put your name behind the brand, that's a huge, huge part of getting your brand across the consumer.
I love that. You know, we hear so often from resellers and retailers online that it's so hard to compete with Amazon, right? It's, you know, people are just going to Google Shopping, they're looking for the cheapest price. So that's one way to really differentiate and show the value, right? I mean, Amazon, it's not really people, right? It's Jeff Bezos working on getting to Mars or something.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos, he's gonna go to Mars. But at the end of the day, here's the deal. You're seeing a growth in the brick and mortar segment of society. You're seeing, like you saw back in the day, Circuit City went out, right? You're actually seeing a resurgence of brick and mortar business. And that's because people want that personal interaction. What we do is we bring that personal interaction to the internet. Mm-hmm. So essentially what I like to look at TigerFitness.com as is a brick and mortar store on your computer screen. So we're able to get in touch with these people beyond what a brick and mortar store can do, because they could be on their cell phone, they could pull up our Instagram, they could pull up my YouTube page, my Instagram, and literally connect with us personally, like Twitter. I respond to more Twitter messages than any other social media daily. It's concise, it's 140 characters, it's to the point. But you're able to instantly, hey, Mark, I'm making a purchase now, what can I do? Within a couple hours, I'm gonna check that Twitter, I'm gonna get back to them. So I'm literally their portable brick and mortar store.
Excellent. Well, now you're talking about Twitter, so let's make this very tactical and look at how you use a few different platforms. So first, Instagram. What picture are we seeing here? You know, why did you post it, and how would you advise people to use Instagram?
You know, the thing about social media, you want a good mix. And I always say I like 1 in 6. No more than 1 out of 6 messages being sales related. You want content. Content brings sales. Content brings customers, because you're providing more than that good. You're showing that you care about their results. You care about their purchase beyond just their purchase. So what we have here is Ronnie Coleman, the greatest bodybuilder of all time. We did an ice cream eating challenge on YouTube. I won, by the way, and I'm lactose intolerant. Let's just say it wasn't a pretty sight afterwards.
Wow, that's bold of you.
But the thing is, with Instagram, you're able to get across every part of your business and what you represent. For us, our industry is full of half-naked people, of insecurities, of low self-esteem. We're a very family-oriented business. I put pictures of myself playing with kids. I just put an article out this week about strength training for children and why it's not a bad thing. So we like to relay the message that we're more than just another fitness company. We're actually a company that cares about you, cares about your family, and cares about your results.
Okay, now let's take a look at Twitter. So Twitter has become a lot more visual lately, but you say you also use it for customer service. So how would you advise people to use Twitter? A lot of visuals on there, a lot of written words?
I'll tell you what, Twitter, I really respected it after being on American Grit, John Cena's American Grit on Fox. The media loved Twitter. The reason I like Twitter is it's very concise. It takes all the fluff and BS. My buddy Jonathan Long, he has a very successful SEO type company. He likes Twitter the most because he says it takes out the BS and fluff. Literally, I have to, in 140 characters, answer your question or get my message across. And I think it makes it in this generation where people are literally, everybody has ADD of some sort. we're always looking at our phones, we're surrounded by ads, we're surrounded by white noise. It just gets it across in such a concise fashion that you're able to retain a lot of information and a little bit of characters. I like Twitter.
That's true. If you're trying to get to 140 characters, cut out some of those BS adjectives that
Yes.
you're trying to hype your product with.
Exactly.
All right, now here's one that I haven't figured out yet. Snapchat. So personally, I think they're specifically making it hard for old people to get on there because some people think old people killed Facebook. What have you learned about Snapchat so far?
Well, Snapchat, when I first saw them, okay, this is a way for kids to send each other naked photos, which I'm sure they still use it for. At the end of the day, if you have a transient post that you want, like just a part of your life, like, okay, I'm here, I'm at Magic Mountain, which is an amusement park in California, my kids, okay, here it is, here, look at this roller coaster, but you don't care if it goes away in 24 hours, it doesn't need to be retained. That's when Snapchat's great. Or if you take a photo or an insignificant picture, that's fine. It's a Snapchatable thing. It allows you to show people a glimpse of your life. Where Snapchat can work for business, flash sales. It disappears in 24 hours. The problem with running sales on YouTube, we have to go in afterwards and delete the videos. Or else people go, why can't I still get the deal? Snapchat, it does it for you. 24 hours, it's gone. And I'll tell you what, the millennials, the younger generation, they use the hell out of Snapchat.
That's a great idea. Flash sales on Snapchat. I haven't heard that. So as you mentioned, actually, you were on a show on the Fox Network recently.
Yeah, that's actually my butt. Yep, that's my butt, and that's John. I'm just lounging right there with John Cena. It's great.
That's awesome. So what did you learn? From a major brand like Fox, like what did you learn? Like what are some things they did well? What are some things they did poorly? And working with an influencer like you.
You know, the thing about Fox, I thought they were pretty. I mean, John Cena has a huge following. I don't think they utilized him enough. I think Fox actually, because they're so big, I don't think they understood how social media works. They were relying a lot on tweets and things like that, and I think they were missing the boat. They should have utilized more Instagram, they should have utilized more images from the show, and they should have cross-promoted with John Cena more. In fact, I even had trouble getting images from the show to be able to put on my own marketing materials, which would have helped grow the show. So what I see, usually when you're broke, you become really creative. All right, like when you're broke and I remember when I was poor in college, I found a way, I took matzah, which is unleavened bread,
I'm familiar.
and I put peanut butter on it, and it was the greatest thing ever. And it was cheap, because you could buy matzahs dirt cheap. I got it but the thing is, you become creative, right? Like smaller companies, they utilize social media because it's free. They become creative. Fox, they're a national TV channel, international. They have all the money in the world, so they don't utilize the gangster marketing, I like to call it, of Instagram. I don't think they can relate to what's really going on. And that's where the younger generation and the entrepreneurial generations are coming out, and they're able to really utilize social media. So I think the larger brands are missing the boat.
So the larger brands, they need to get a little hungrier. But you're not hungry anymore, so let's take a look at some of these results. Make the business case to me for social media.
Social media, I mean, you're looking at numbers. Numbers don't lie. At the end of the day, in 2013, MTS Nutrition went from 100K to a projected 600 million, 600, I wish, to a projected 6 million in 2016. That's not counting Tiger Fitness sales, which is obviously the #1 retailer because they're brands that are separately owned. They're separate brands, but they're commonly owned. Whereas Tiger Fitness, 2.5 million in 2012 to probably around 13, 14 million this year. So I mean, you're looking at tremendous growth, and our main avenues are obviously social media, obviously utilizing the SEO content of sites and Google AdWords and all that good stuff. Our main advertising is social media. So we are growing based on social media and the connection we have with our customers. And that's something that not only creates a customer, but it retains the customer. They become a part of that lifestyle.
Okay, now we've primarily been talking about B2C examples. When we were talking before, you gave an excellent B2B example. So you want to end with a great B2B example?
Sure, there was actually a gentleman who came up from an international shipping company. And I ship internationally, and it's a tough thing to do. And the thing is, what I was telling him to do is to convey to the businesses and to the consumers trust. Like when I ship something internationally, I want to know that it's going to end up in the consumer's hands, right? I want to know that it's going to be on that doorstep. That's all I care about. It's 99% of it. Price will work out, but I want to make sure it gets there. So as he was asking me for social media strategy, this is what they do. My first thing that came to mind as someone who ships is, you know what? Take accountability. Have someone come out on social media from your company, because social media, at the end of the day, it's getting out there. It's able to promote your brand for free and say, hey, look, if this shipment doesn't make it, it's on me, and I'll make it better. I'll make good on this at the end of the day. So not only does Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, does it work in a B2C sense, but B2B, same thing. If you want your customers to believe in your product, to trust in your product as a business, what better way to do it than to be on there and, you know, basically express personal responsibility for what happens with that shipment or that order or that business in general.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Well, thanks for joining us, Mark.
Thank you so much for having me again.
And thank you for watching. You can get more social media marketing ideas and all sorts of other ideas to improve your e-commerce site at marketingsherpa.com/IRCE.